So, you finally decided to get some of your comics slabbed. Congratulations. But which company works best for you? Stay tuned and I'll give you some answers that may help. This video is sponsored by PGX Grading Services. Get 10% off your first submission by using the code WeLoveComics10% on your order form. Link in description. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And today I want to talk about the three major companies that offer the ability to get your comic books slabbed, and some of the reasons for why you would want to use each particular company. Now, I've done a longer video about this, so check out that video if you want to, but this is some of the things that make you kind of rethink about why you should have each company utilized. Because, in my opinion, only using one means you're not getting all the benefits, because each one is really going to have its strengths or weaknesses, so don't just go by what you hear from people who just may be in what I call brand loyalty world, where they will only go with one company and they will say the rest are bad or they'll never use them. Just to me, that doesn't make sense, because you want what's best for you. So let's go over a few things, and people may not consider this. Now, of course, the number one grading service is going to be CGC. I'm not going to deny that. They were around the longest. They get the highest resale. But there you go. Right there is the reason why CGC is the most popular. Plain and simple, and people regurgitate this all the time. They say, well, you can sell your comics for more. Well, not everybody gets their books slabbed so they can sell them. A lot of people out there will get their comics slabbed just to preserve them, or just to find out what grade they would get, maybe just out of morbid curiosity, or to make sure the entire book is intact. So there are always different reasons. So if you are ready to get your comic book slabbed, and especially if you are new to comic book collecting, or at least new to getting your book slabbed, well, you want to make sure you go with the right company that will benefit your particular need. So don't give in to peer pressure or what's trending or what everybody else says is hot or not. Go with what's going to work best for you. So I'm just going to give a couple of examples to help steer you in the right direction. So as we can see, we're going to go from left to right. The left here with X-Men #1 graded 3.0. This is CGC. The middle book is the Incredible Hulk 181, first appearance, the first full appearance of Wolverine. This is a PGX book. And last but not least, to the right, this is Justice League of America, issue #1, and this is graded by CBCS. So those are the three companies. Now, each one does have its pros and cons. But again, I'm not going to get into majorly full details in this video. Check out the other one if you want to see that. The first thing, like I was saying in the beginning, is what is the reason why you're getting your book slabbed? Because if you are saying, well, I want to get the absolute best price to sell my books, then most of the time you're going to have CGC first, you're going to have CBCS second, and you're going to get the least amount for the PGX when it comes to selling them. But also keep in mind the cost to get them graded, because that is a factor. As far as prices, CGC is going to be one of the more expensive ones, especially when you're talking older comics. CBCS will be next, and PGX is the most affordable. They only have two different categories when it comes to pricing. So it doesn't matter if you have Hulk 181 or X-Men #1, or let's say Hulk #1 that just came out a year ago. These prices are going to be the same, and it's going to be more economical with PGX than it will be for CGC or CBCS. So again, price is a factor. Also, think about the return. Now, those of you who've been watching my video know that my videos are sponsored by PGX, and you can get a 10% discount. But you'll see, I'm not going to just say, oh, PGX is great for everything, even though I worked out that deal for them, because I want this to be a place that you can go and get unbiased information, and not just something that's influenced in one way or another by a company or by people that associate with this brand of comic book collecting. So when it comes to the speed of them, if you've watched my videos, I send in 4 books every month, and I get them back before the end of that same month. There are times with CGC, it's going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 months. CBCS, don't hold your breath with them, doing fast, unless, especially with these 2 companies, if you have to pay extra to get a faster delivery. Even with that, they don't normally keep up with it. Now, if you're spending in the higher tiers of CGC, they're pretty good. Like if it's a week return, or what they say 5 to 7 business days, they're usually pretty good at that. CBCS, a little bit slower. So, but again, you have to spend a lot more money for that, and that is going to factor in to your overall cost. So you may sell something for higher, but if you're spending a lot more to get it graded and you're taking a lot longer time to get your comic back, that could be the difference between a book that's trending and is hot and get the ultimate price for it, than it, by the time you get your books back, it being, no longer as hot as it was, and you have to end up ultimately selling it for less. So keep those into factors. Another thing to consider is your book signed? In other words, did you either go on eBay and bought a signed comic, or you went to, for example, a comic convention, or maybe a local comic book store who had an artist or a colorist or writer come and sign books? Well, if you get your book signed and there is no one to verify that book, the last place you want to send that comic is the CGC. Because let's say, for example, you got X-Men #1, and you met Stan Lee at a comic book convention, and you had him sign it, you brought it home, and then a week later you decide, you know what, I want to send that into CGC to get it slabbed. Well, you know what's going to happen. Since CGC was not there to witness it, and they do not do signature verification, that comic will come back with a green label that says writing on the front cover. So keep that in mind. Now, the other 2 companies, PGX and CBCS, do signature verification. Now, it is an extra cost. I think it's roughly around between $15 and $18. And then I think it's maybe like 10 additional per signature, so if there's more than one signature. But they will at least, in-house, verify that signature was authentic. So if you have a book that's already been signed, you would want to go with these 2 companies. Another thing to think about is pressings. Now, all 3 companies do the pressings. The one that makes it the most convenient and ease of access, which is very important when you're making a decision, is PGX in that regards. Because they do the pressings, they do the dry cleanings, and they do signature verification all in-house. Now, I'm not 100% familiar with CBCS's, if they have it in-house or not, but I know for a fact that CGC has to actually send the comics to a person that does the pressings and dry cleanings. So now you're talking about an additional cost, which is pretty expensive, and a maybe couple of weeks to a couple of months added on top of the grading. So again, timing is a factor, because like they say, time is money. And these 2 companies on their websites don't exactly make it very easy to be able to fill out the forms and get those extra services done, while this company, the PGX, does it very easy. So also, being able to understand the websites is a thing, especially for newer collectors, because if you go to a website and you really don't know what to look for, and the website is not very helpful, it may discourage you, and that could be a loss of a sale. So these are things you want to consider. So are you looking to get your book just preserved? Well, if you're looking to get your book just preserved, you want to go with the lowest costing grading service, which is PGX. If you want a book that has a quicker turnaround, again, PGX is going to be the best. If you want to have a book, like for example this, that's not signed and you don't need maybe pressed or dry cleaned, and you want to turn around and sell it for the best profit, you want to use CGC. Now, if you have one that needs to be signature verified and you want the highest price, the next best step is the CBCS. So in my humble opinion, if you only use one company, you are not going to get benefits of all different reasons for why you grade your comics. It all depends on the individual. So, I know there are companies out there, like people always give PGX a hard time. Some people will never use CBCS. There are plenty of people that say they will never use CGC. As far as also customer service, CGC, they'll get back to you, but it's rare and they don't always help you. You know, good luck with CBCS. I'm still waiting for emails that I've messaged to them and they never get back to me. PGX is by far got the best customer service. So to me, these all should factor into your decisions. So if you have a Golden Age book and you're just wanting it to make sure it has not been, you know, altered in any way or any pages are missing, well, you want to spend the least amount, this may be the best way to go. Now, people have had the reputation of saying that PGX doesn't, you know, check books to see if they've been restored. Well, I have live videos that show otherwise. So don't always go by what you hear. So I hope that helps a little bit, especially for newer people. Like I said, I'm not getting into the full details of it, but it depends. I mean, you're going to sell these for the most. You're going to get the cheapest price for these, and you're going to be able to get signature verification with these last two that you can't get here. So it all boils down to what you're using it for. So don't base things on brand loyalty, in my opinion, because then you're never going to get the full benefits. Use all three companies to your best advantage, and you will be much happier for that. But make sure you see what it is that you're doing and the reasons behind it before you just blindly go into what other people tell you should do. Because I'm not telling you absolutely have to use just one, two, or all three. I'm just giving you my information to help you maybe make a better decision. It's never bad to listen to other people's opinions, but never use somebody else's opinions to totally dictate what you should do. Listen to other people's point of views, watch other people's videos, get as much information as you can, and then make your decisions on that benefit. And that's it. So, I mean, also check their websites out. Remember that this company especially, I don't know if it's mandatory, but they do also have, like, you know, like club memberships. Like here, you cannot just go on their website and fill out a form and send in comics. You have to join their membership. Now, to be fair, they do give you free gradings when you enroll with them, but you still have to pay. Or you can go to a local comic book store. Not everybody does it, so you have to ask. But, like, for example, I have a comic book store where you can give your comics to them. They'll fill out the forms and send it to CGC, and they'll either have them waiting for you at the comic book store, or they can mail it to your home. PGX, you could do directly on their site. You could print out their form. You could mail it in straight from your home, and it's no additional costs. So, again, that's another thing to factor in. So, like I said, I'm not going to make this long. Hopefully this helps, especially the newer people. And if you think this information could help somebody new, or if you appreciate it yourself, thumbs up are always appreciated. Post this on your social networks, share it. Check out the longer videos so if you want more details about these different grading companies, and go with what works best for you, not what other people say or make you believe is the right thing. The research is the best way to go, and knowledge is power. So wait until the end so you can see the surprise subscriber shout out. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Just don't hit the person next to you, because we know that's not nice. And don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next video. And it's always good to know that the superheroes of the world have enough time to sit around and play chess.